It is hard to even open your eyes in the morning without receiving some sort of advertisement from the insurance industry. We're literally inundated with it in every possible medium: radio, TV, web traffic, billboards driving down the highway. It seems almost impossible to cut through the noise to make a good buying decision. In this video, I'm going to lay out how to guarantee that you get the best possible insurance buying decision. We're going to get into that right after this. Okay, I'm just going to jump right into it. There's basically three options, three categories, if you will, for making your insurance purchase, regardless of whether we're talking about personal insurance like home, auto, umbrella, commercial insurance for your business, your work comp, your fleet, even other kinds of business that RiskWell doesn't do, like life and health and supplemental accident, disability, long-term care, Medicare, whatever. It doesn't really matter. There's three different options, categories for how to buy your insurance. And we're going to go through them in order of quality, in order of what I would consider to be the best options for you. The first option, the first way to go about buying your insurance is coverage selection. Coverage selection. This is through a direct writer like a Geico, a Progressive, a Mika. If you have access to USAA, this is where you go to the company yourself. You're the one making all the decisions. You clickety-click on a website. You pretend to be an insurance expert, and you buy a policy with no representation, no expert advice of any kind. Coverage selection is the lowest form of insurance purchasing. You have no representation. You don't have anyone actively engaging with you to deliver professional advice. And if you need help, you're stuck dealing with God knows who you end up with in a call center. It could be some 20-year-old kid who got licensed last week. It could be some Karen who's been sitting in that chair for 30 years. You never really know. So coverage selection is the lowest level. The next level is company selection. This is where you go out and select a company that you like the sound of. They have good advertising or whatever. And you solicit a quote from an agent that represents that company. It could be a captive exclusive agent. It could be an independent agent for one of the more well-known companies like Travelers or Safeco, Liberty Mutual, Hartford, these kind of carriers that most people have heard of. And this is better than the coverage selection option because at this level of insurance purchasing, you actually have representation. You are engaging with someone who's going to help you through the process. Ideally, it will be someone who is asking you the right questions and guiding you down the path to determine exactly what your needs are and what purchase options you should be going for. This is better than coverage selection, but it's not nearly as good as the third option because you're still transactional in your thinking. You're still going after a specific company and probably chasing a price. If we're being honest, you're probably chasing price even here. You want to be well covered, but you're still just, hey, you give me a quote and you give me a quote and you give me a quote, and everyone is competing for your business. And at the end of the day, you're really making a decision based on price, which is a very bad idea. Price is important, but it should be like the third or fourth most important thing. So how can we guarantee the best possible buying experience for your insurance and risk management needs? It is the third option, broker selection. Not coverage selection, not company selection, broker selection. Before you go to market, before you ask for a quote, before you fill out a discovery form on someone's website, you need to be selecting the office that you want to work with. There's a whole array of ways to go about doing this. We'll have a separate video very soon discussing exactly how you can guarantee that your broker selection process is going in the best possible way. So I'm not going to jump all the way into that, but let me just tell you, the way that RiskWell does business, the way that we have chosen to be different from the majority and almost all of the marketplace, is we focus on the representation of our client. We don't bid, we don't quote or look at your stuff or compete in some, head-to-head celebrity death match of insurance agents or whatever. We are looking at this from a consultative approach, from the representation of our client's interest to the marketplace. When you're buying insurance, the most important thing is the person representing you to the marketplace. The insurance product itself is inconsequential if we assume that the office you're working with knows how to do their job and has the right market access and the ability to package things the way that they should be, which any good shop should be able to meet those very basic requirements. So the insurance product should never be your focus, because that's the common denominator among any number of offices that you could be choosing. Broker selection is where you need to be focusing. We're going to talk more about that in the next video that you see from us on exactly how to go about selecting and interviewing your broker. But if you're going for coverage selection, you get what you get, right? If you want to pretend to be an insurance expert, God help you. Good luck out there. And then the second option, which is better than coverage selection, company selection. And then the best option, broker selection. That's it for today, boys and girls. Hit me up in the comments if there's anything we can help you with. If you have any questions, you can always shoot us a phone call at the office, 469-678-8001, or email us at info@riskwell.com. That's all for today. Remember, life is risky. Risk well.